is up, everybody? We are back with another Halo Flashpoint video. And today, I have a gift for you again. That's right, I have 3 fire teams that you definitely should make for the new War Games expansion points-based list building. Without further ado, let's get to it. So first up, points-based list building overview. So points-based list building was introduced in late March 2025 with the War Games expansion. This replaces the original drafting mechanic from the original Spartan Box rulebook. Instead of, just drafting 4 models for your team, you now have a point limit, usually about 200 points. And you can use that to purchase the model, you can use that to purchase weapons and grenades and various upgrades. And it has been a good time all around. So if you're a bit confused about some lists that you might want to build, this should give you some good information. So let's get to it with my first list you definitely should make. Before we go on, I just got a quick overview of the list building here to help people with the various rules and some tips for how to make your team. So first up, you set a point limit and choose a faction, so usually 200 points, and UNSC or banished at this time. You must include at least 1 special order in your team. That would be something like the Return to Sender special order for UNSC, or the Reinforcements one for the banished. You then should choose some models, so whatever models you want. Choose some weapons, grenades, melee weapons, and various other things. I'll just leave that there for you to read on your own. So the first list I think everyone should definitely make is number 1, One-Man Chief. So for this list, you get a Master Chief for 88 points, a Plasma Grenade and a Frag Grenade for 9 points total. You give him a Hard Light Shield and a Health Pack for 10 points, and you give Master Chief, the man himself, a Spartan Laser for 16 points. That gives you 123 points straight up for your 200 point limit. And I can't do math as well as some of you, but I'm pretty sure that's less than 200, so we need to spend a bit more. So now you need special orders. Why not? Just take all of them. One-man army, Return to Sender, and Snapshot for a total of 13 points. Running total, 136. Still not enough. You take fire team upgrades. You get an extra command dice. So that's a permanent upgrade command dice that you get permanently. So your base 2 command dice go to a base 3 command dice. You then get the single-use command dice and the single-use D8. So you can use those once a game. And that would be the running total, 149 points. Still not enough points. And we cannot sink any more points into Master Chief himself. So we need to spend a bit more points. So we give him a witness. What's the point of being a badass if you don't have anyone around to see it? So we put a gunner with M319 grenade launcher for 42 points, a frag grenade for 3 points, a threat sensor for 3 points, and an active camo for 3 points. That would be a total for 51 points for the witness to Master Chief's glory, with a grand total of 200 points exactly, as Mantic intended, I am sure. I don't know about you. I don't know if you need an explanation for why this list is good, but I'll give it to you anyway. So a combined total of 7 command dice, being 3 for Master Chief, 1 for the Gunneer, 1 for the upgrade, and base 2. So Master Chief, his whole strategy usually revolves around command dice, because he's a special ability. And with 7 command dice, it's pretty hefty. You can also, once a game, use the extra 1 to get 8 command dice for a round, which is pretty good. The Witness does have some utility, as he has the threat sensor, which can allow Chief to see through walls, which would allow him to shoot models with his Spartan Laser 1 round. The Gunneer also gets to have a nice little active camo, because he's just here to watch Chief. So you give him the active camo, he pops it, and he goes hides in the corner, nice and safe. No one messes with him. Simply, the strategy is just roll good command dice and smash your enemy. Nothing can go wrong. And if they get a bit too close, you just charge him with his sword. You still kick their butt. The new Return to Sender special order makes Chief a pretty good counter against the elite plasma spam that he was weak to before, because he can just throw the grenades back. That pins the elite. The elite can't charge him anymore. Easy peasy. The hard light plus health pack on Master Chief makes him stick around a bit longer and a bit harder to kill, because the hard light gives him 3 armor. And then if he does, God forbid, take a little bit of damage, he just pops his health pack, goes up to full health again. I believe there's no conceivable downsides to this strategy. But for you downers, fine, I'll talk about some downsides. So the lack of ESD on the Spartan Laser means it will sometimes have a bit of trouble going through high shield targets. So the elites with maybe a overshield would have 4 energy shields. So it does make it maybe a bit weaker to that. If Chief dies, whoa, it's so easy. You lose 3 command dice until he respawns. So that would definitely hamper his utility. You have a lower model count than in most lists, only having 2 models, but you can always rely on the pass ability. So you can pass and make your opponent activate before you have to activate, which can always be a bit more handy for you. The Gungnir M319 grenade launcher does have the ability to pin models, so if anyone does get a bit too close, you can do that. Or you can throw a grenade, but remember that would turn off his active camo, and he wouldn't be just hiding, letting Chief do his thing. I did manage to get some gameplay of this in action, so I'll just pop that up here right now. So here's my Chief. He spawned, sees a Spartan, shoots him. Reloads, sees another Spartan, double kill. Sees another Spartan, ooh, 4 kills, overkill. Good game. That is from Visonsi on YouTube. Obviously, that wasn't actually my Master Chief, but that is a good representation of what he can do. Next up, elites. We have number 2, speediest elites you have ever seen. So this one is very simple. First, you take 2 elites with swords, and you give both of those elites a grapple shot and a thruster pack for 98 points for the elites and 14 points for the equipment. You then take 1 more elite with a pulse carbine for 44 points, and you give that guy a drop wall and an overshield for 8 points total. So far, that's 164 points for your speedy elite list. After that, you then have some special orders to buy. So you take Alliance, that costs 3 points, and Reinforcements Incoming, that costs 5, for a total of 8 points. So you take both upgrades available to the elites from the Banished team. For FIRETEAM upgrades, you take a permanent command dice upgrade and a single command dice upgrade for 12 points total, giving you 184 points so far. Finally, weapon upgrades. You give the Pulse Carbine Elite a needle rifle for 9 points, and you give one of the sword elites a concussion rifle for 7 points. That would be 200 points exactly. The strategy for the list. So the sword elites have the potential to move up to 7 cubes in a single activation by stacking the various movement buffs you have given them. So with the Alliance Special Order, if the sword elite activates while it is the same or adjacent cube to another elite, it allows it to take the same action twice. So that means you could take the advanced action twice. So you can go 2 cubes and 2 cubes for a total of 4 cubes. For one of those movements, the thruster would allow you to move 1 extra cube. So there's 5 cubes. The grapple shot gets you move 1 extra cube for free. So there's 6 moves. If you roll a move command dice, that's 1 extra move for 7 cubes total, which can allow your sword elites to get into the enemy deployment zone. Turn 1, no problem. You then have the Pulse Carbine Elite have as like a backup, so you can rush him up to a high spot, so you could start sniping with his needle rifle with optics and rapid fire, so you can either do some good damage or you can do some good pinning. You could also, with the concussion rifle, pin down enemies in their deployment, which makes it easier for charging. They always have access to their plasma grenades, so if you can't quite get in range somehow, you could still just toss plasma grenades. And the extra command dice does allow a bit more reliability on your command dice if you need it. The downsides, you have less elites as the normal 4, and rushing them forward into your enemy deployment does make them very exposed to the rest of the fire team for your opponent. And, if they have the snapshot ability, then obviously they can just be pinned, which isn't too good, but at least it was funny to do it. Our next list is number 3. All units. For this list, you take 2 Gungnirs with M319 grenade launchers, 1 Mark 7 with an assault rifle, 1 Has-Up with a spike rifle, and you take 1 Has-Up with M45 shotgun for a total of 195 points spent on your Spartans. Special order, you take Snapshot because it's cheapest. And because you have a few points left over, you might as well take a single-use D8 and a single-use command dice for a total of 200 points. Nice and easy. So the overview for this list is you have 5 models. So say you have extra activations, and what's not to love about that? The Gungnir by itself is a pretty decent model, so you might as well have 2 of them. The M319 grenade launcher is a fairly consistent weapon that can do a good amount of damage and has good utility. So just by itself, it's already pretty good. With the 2 Gungnirs and the Mark 7. You have 5 commandos total, which is always nice to have. You have the ability to overwhelm your enemies' kill limit with wave after wave of your own bodies. The downsides for the list are not a super killer list, so you have to rely on battlefield pickups to get better weapons. But other than that, I think it's absolutely gonna smash tournaments. So Fireteam overviews. 3 perfectly balanced lists for you to play with. Let me know how they go if you do end up using them. I'm sure they are perfectly good. I think, unironically, the Master Chief list is pretty decent at killing end models. And with the right command dice rolls, you can actually do some pretty good damage. I think most teams might not expect you to run up against just having a single Master Chief buffed out of his mind. So they might not set up to counter him very well, which is always good. And with that, I'll end my video. So like I said, I think these lists are very good. I think you should definitely use them. And I think you should tell me how they go. Thanks for watching the video. Just a nice quick one while we all get used to the new meta with points-based list building. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, keeps me motivated, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.